Hello everybody, it's your old pal Toymaker here, and welcome back to Lugame. I'm your host for today. Now let's play a game. Last we left off, there was a big fight with Stacy, and I keep forgetting her name. Alex. Yeah, I keep forgetting her name. Stacy and Alex. So apparently, things didn't go too well after the whole party thing. That was a start out with. And then a whole test that caused Alex to fail. And, well, that friendship broke up. Now it's our job to make sure Stacy learns how to adult. Adulting is very hard, as we all know it. So, let's get going then. It's only gonna get rough and worse from here, but we can just go for it. Let's just do it. It's after school, and I'm standing hesitantly outside of the home economics room, two shopping bags in my arms. As curious as I am about what's going down inside with the club members, I can't help but think that either today is going to go really well, or it's going to be an absolute disaster. Already, I'm leaning towards the latter, considering the fact that I've been asked to pick up more groceries than we just bought some yesterday and prepare. Then, yeah, hold up. I've been asked to pick up more groceries when we just bought some yesterday in preparation. But, arms full, I tap the door lightly with my foot. It's pulled open immediately, releasing a familiar burning smell into the hall. Yes. The age-old trope. Pretty girl and yet terrible cook. That's the age-old trope. The age-old story. Welcome, Dante. Hey, Katie, how is it going? It's... going great, thank you very much. Progressing. Katie's cheerful tone contrasts comedically with the absolute anguish in Tifa's voice and aggravation in Stacy. I see. Who is that? Is it Dante? Tell him to come on in. The smell of burning is apparent before I even arrive in the kitchen, but it's a little worse than in the actual room. Is it ready for testing? Or tasting? Just about. I set down the bags of ingredients, trying my best not to cough. Smells like it's done. Sarcasm detected. I don't know why. I resist coughing. You don't know why? Don't you smell that? A flicker of doubt flashes across Stacy's face before she smiles confidently. The smell isn't all that important. The food will come out perfectly fine. In the face of Tifa's glowering, I walk over to the stove to lift one of the pot lids. Oh, it can't be that bad. I'm sure there's something salvageable in... No, it's not ready. Edible. Yeah. Lol. It's not ready. Edible. Yep. Oh, crap. Yeah, I kind of messed that up. But yeah, you get the point. Yeah, Tifa just called her out on that. We already know what's gonna happen. A foul-smelling plume of black smoke emerges from the pot, forcing me to clamp the lid down as quickly as I can before it activates the fire alarm. Katie attempts to help, standing on a chair to flap a tea cloth in the alarm's direction. I turn off the flame beneath it before turning around slowly to face Tifa and Stacy. So that's why you had me buy all the ingredients all over again. Damn it, why do I keep hitting that wrong button? That was completely unnecessary. I'll prove it. Stacy walks over to check the pan on the next burner. As she peers into it, her expression immediately changes into something more like red. Wait, why does it look like that? That doesn't look like dread. That just looks like a... Oh my god, why do I keep pressing that button? Stop it with the right click. Do I need to shut that off? I followed the recipe exactly. Tifa joins us, her frustration clear. Is that what you call exactly? You put too much sugar. It didn't seem like there was enough. It said not to melt the butter first before stirring it in, but it takes too long to wait for it to melt and stir it. You turned the fire twice as high even after I told you not to. Twice the fire, twice the cooking speed. Tifa stares at Stacy directly. Okay, so maybe I made some slight adjustments. Nightmare adjustments. We can't eat that, Stacy. Instead of replying, Stacy stared down at the black sludge in the pan. You're going to make me start all over again, aren't you? Unless you want to eat that terror, that's not even a real question. Stacy groaned. I pat her on the shoulder gingerly, but instead of snapping at me like I expect, she sighs instead, wiping off a grease stain from her cheek. Need help with the cleanup? You could say that. A reluctant expression is enough to make me grin, but I resist the urge to tease her and look around the room. First things first, we need to reset this kitchen. Just what I was thinking. I'll cover surfaces, Stacy and Dante, you get the dishes. Oh, what task shall I accomplish? Katie, you can put the groceries into the fridge, into the class fridge, just until we're ready to start again. I look at Stacy, gesturing to the sink. I'll wash you dry. You wash the dishes, I'll dry them. You know what? I feel like if she's really going to adult it, she needs to take it the hard way. Like, she needs to learn how to wash these dishes. She needs to understand that these things are more complicated. As someone who's very or not really chore, but like who spends a lot of time washing dishes. Like, you need to learn that struggle real fast. You wash the dishes, I'll dry them. All right. She stands in front of the sink, then picks up the sponge. Now what? Now you wash them? Obviously, but how? I don't know the steps, and I don't want us to eat on improperly cleaned plates and utensils. It sounds reasonable and all, but Stacy, you've never washed dishes before in your whole life? Stacy opens her mouth and closes it, staring at me defiantly in spite of her red cheeks. Well, she drops her eyes. Not even close. See? You gonna learn, Stacy. You gonna learn today. You gonna learn the hard way. Do you have a problem with it? Nope. That's what I thought. But I'll wash them. I suppress the urge to try and tease Stacy, especially considering how cute she is when she's bad. Yep. Alright. Sorry. You can stand beside me. Thanks for the permission. She says it snarkily, but this time when she stands at the sink, her arm presses lightly against mine as I grab the sponge and get to work. You have a towel, right? 1 second. She walks away to grab a towel from Katie, then pops back up beside me, trying her best not to look embarrassed. I do now. I try not to smile as I hand her the dishes. She's slow at first, mainly because she dries each dish with a level of meticulousness that should go in the Guinness Book of World Records. Knows how to dry them. She's thorough. That's at least a plus. Flirtations detected. Huh? Both of us look at each other, then at Katie. What? My sensors are detecting very high pheromone levels. Pheromones aren't real, Katie, but... She trails off, her voice quiet. Flirtations, huh? Tifa, Katie is wrong. I mean, Dante and I, we weren't... Tifa interrupts her, smiling brightly. You don't have to explain it to me. Just stop flirting long enough to get those dishes done, you two. I glance at Tifa curiously, but she simply smiles. Ugh, I feel guilty now. Sorry, childhood bestie. Under Tifa's careful direction, The kitchen starts to look more and more like a kitchen and less like a disaster area. Are we really going to start cooking all over again? Because I'm like completely worn out. Tifa purses her lips slightly. Well, we could go and order pizza. Pizza? That's random. Besides, shouldn't we choose something that all of us will eat? Actually, I'm good with pizza. I look at her in surprise. It's not too plebeian for you. It's not too plebeian for you? I need to look at this definition. I'm like a pleb, a plebeian. Is this like another word for an idiot or something? I need to look this up. Look, I said I was tired, didn't I? Pizza does sound pretty good, I admit, but I won't be able to go out. I've kinda got some games I want to practice playing. Then does that mean it's just the two of us? Because if so, sounds like a date. Date? Does that mean I can't come too? Of course you're coming, Bulls. I was just kidding. Stacy grins at me cheekily. Dante is 1,000 years too early before he has even half a chance of dating a girl of my caliber, much less me. I see how it is. I see how it is. Deep. Cut me deep right there. I see how it is. Cut me deep right there. I feel the strange urge to protest, but I resist. If I didn't, wouldn't that mean that I actually want to go on a date with Stacy? Katie tugging on my sleeve prevents me from thinking on it further. Don't worry, who needs dates when there's pizza? In my personal opinion, both are normally okay, but I look at Tifa curiously. Are you sure you don't want to come? Come on, come. Come. Yeah, what Bulls would say. I'm sure your little game practice thing can wait. Besides, I'd hate to admit it, but you're the reason this kitchen didn't burn down, so the least I could do is buy us all pizza. Don't you have no money now? Didn't your dad take all your cards? Tifa looks surprised at Stacy's begrudging praise. She turns the thought over in her mind, then suddenly shoots Stacy a cheeky grin. Wait a second. Can you even afford pizza right now? Ooh, what? Of course I... Trails off, her expression annoyed. Fine, so I can't, apparently. Still, it's the principle behind the matter. You should still eat with us. You just want me to pay for part of the pizza, admit it. No, I just forgot that my parents... That's not at all why I... Stacy looks bewildered, but personally, I'm just struggling not to laugh. I'm guessing that bossing Stacy around has made Tifa finally comfortable enough to tease her. I guess I'll just have to come. Wouldn't want you to be hungry after all of that. Stacy blushes, an angry expression brushing across her face as she realizes that Tifa's teasing her. I'm going. If you decide to come, I'll see you there. If not, so be it. I'll DM the address. She leaves abruptly, the door slamming shut behind her. The room is silent before Tifa and I burst out laughing to Katie's bewilderment. Confusion alert. Why are you laughing? Oh, it's nothing. Stacy's just not as scary as I thought she was. And she's kind of right. I think I could spare a few minutes of quality time with you guys. You're coming? Yep, Stacy changed my mind. Huh, that's a sentence I never thought I'd hear from her. I grab my bag, hooking my arms through the straps. Come on, let's go after her before her driver picks her up without us. Katie cheers, pumping her fist in the air, the room filling with cries of pizza, 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 as we head out into the hall after Stacy. Why do these little things have to be so loud? You're lucky I'm allowing you to retake this exam, or you'd be flipping burgers for the rest of your life. Sorry, sir. I'll study harder next time. I'm not interested in excuses. I want results. Get it done, Dante. I try not to cringe. Physics is far from my strong suit, but I can't exactly say that now. Yes, sir. I won't let you down, sir. If I can't ask, why did you fall asleep during the test? I can't exactly tell him I was playing games all night with Tifa, can I? My hesitation seems to be enough of an answer, though, thankfully. Ah, never mind. I remember when I was a teenager, the things I'd get up to. It's probably best if I don't know. Just be sure to be ready for the retest. It's your future, Dante. Take some responsibility. My teacher steps out of the classroom, briefcase in hand. As soon as he's gone, I slump forward at my desk, trying not to groan at the idea of studying just right now. I walk out into the hallway, almost bumping into Tifa as I do. Hey, Dante, that took forever. Everything okay? Yeah, he's letting me retake it. Oh, that's great news. Good news, yeah, but I only have a day and a half to study. I don't think I'll be able to play games today. After a brief stop by my locker to grab a few necessary books, we walk along the hall towards the club room. Ah, I'm sure it's fine. Katie sure enough won't care. Fair point. Greetings, Tifa and Dante. Welcome. I have an exciting idea. Sorry, Katie, I won't be able to... Oh, just let Bolt speak. She's been dying to drop this news on you since I got here. And my ear can't handle being talked off anymore. What is it, Katie? I was thinking about hosting a games tournament. 5 players lock in a death match, playing multiple games in order to defeat the game's champion. Who's the champion again? With an audible pew pew, Katie points 2 fingers, guns at Tifa. Ah. Well, sorry, Katie. It sounds like a great idea, but we have to postpone the matches. I need to use this period to study for a physics exam. And I have a retake coming up really soon, and clink clank. Contract release. You can take today as a free day then. Contract? I decide not to question it, instead sitting down at a desk not too far away. Now to review these notes. Remaining club members, let's go on a field trip. What? Dante needs quiet, and I don't want to be quiet, so... Alright then. I'm sure we can figure out something to do that won't get us into too much trouble. Tifa trails off as she offers her hand. The 2 girls stepping out into the hall and leaving me in silence. Ahem. Well, almost silence. The sound of someone clearing her throat breaks my concentration, forcing me to look up. Hey, Stacy. Did you need something from me? Because if so, I'm kind of busy with something. Yeah, I know. She hovers at the table all the same, avoiding my gaze without sitting. Then if you don't mind me asking, why aren't you going with them? I'm not going to be able to do much with you, so... Is it that much of a crime to be here? No. No? Crime is kind of extreme, but I need to concentrate on studying. I know. That's why I'm still here. She looks at me awkwardly. You did suggest studying, or tests or whatever. Trailing off, she looks like she wants to forget the whole thing, but I pat the seat beside me, brushing off my surprise. Studying, yeah, I remember. I guess I should call everyone together. Is it alright with just me? Is it alright with just me? I guess I should call everyone to... You know what? I'm going for it. Wish me luck, boys. Is it alright with just me? Yes. The eagerness in her voice makes me pause. She seems to notice too, because she flushes suddenly. I mean... You'll make an adequate study partner, I'm sure. I mean, you're dedicated enough to be studying during your break, and that's great. I've never seen her talk so much. Thanks? Stacey visibly cringes, clearing her throat. But let's just get started. Stacey lets out a sigh, putting down her pencil. Need a break? She grins at me tiredly. Is that okay? I mean, I didn't know that nerds took breaks. Sometimes we do, but only on full moons. Stacy lets out a laugh before trailing off quietly. Actually, Alex and I used to do this. Study together, I mean. Really? Well, kind of. She would come to my house to study. The help would prepare us a top class meal. Oh, wait. The help would prepare us a top class meal, and I would kind of goof off while she studied. She lets out a sigh. So, not really, I guess. Stacy falls silent, staring down on her hands. Dante, am I a bad friend? Bad friend? Where is this coming from? Or where is all this coming from? I mean, Alex is just so mad at me that I don't know how to talk to her. Taking it up with the teacher was my way of making it right, and it completely failed. At this point, I'm not sure if she would even want to be friends with me. I'm not sure if I was ever really her friend. Now she realizes it. This is growing up right here. That's what it is. Oh, come on. You guys were always together. I'm sure she thought of you as a good friend. No, Dante. I've been in this club for more than a month now, and you guys have done more for me than I feel like I've done for her in our entire friendship. I mean, going on trips together, helping someone who used to be mean to you to you try to make up with her dad or even study. You're practically a saint level friend. Dante, I could hardly compare. Honestly, Stacy, I don't think that's true. Not all friendships are the same, and Alex didn't seem like the type to only like people who did things for her or tried to help her out. True, everybody in the club wants to help you out because you're pretty much one of us, but I wouldn't sell yourself so short. Um, excuse me? But one of us? Stacy bumps my shoulder lightly with hers. That sounds suspiciously like you're calling me a nerd. I grin back at her, bumping her lightly in return. It's too late to deny it. Soon enough, you'll be the nerdiest of us all. Stacy bursts out into burst in. Okay, Stacy bursts out into bright, cheery laughter. Before long, though, her expression shifts into something more somber. Stacy sighs quietly. I wish fixing things you mess up when you can't use money was as easy as joining our group of friends, Dante. For the first time in my life, I've met a problem I couldn't pay for, and it actually bothers me. Like, whatevs, I can handle some jobs worth not taking my check, fine. But Alex rejecting my calls and refusing to answer my messages is too much. I feel like giving up. Maybe try a different approach. Then? Text and calls are easy, but maybe something that takes more effort would show her that you're genuine. Like what? I shrug unhelpfully. Sorry, Stacy. Kind of on your own with that one. I don't think I know her well enough to make that kind of call, you know? Yeah. She falls silent. I'll think about it then. Good idea. In the meantime, I should probably let you know that the Culinary Club agreed to let us use their time slot again. Seriously? Yeah, whenever you feel like it. I think they were so impressed by how clean we left it that they couldn't say no. Tifa was being pretty militant about using the right type of scrub brush, wasn't she? We laugh at the shared memory before Stacy finally smiles at me, her voice surprisingly soft. Alright then, I'll let you know then. The bell rings, coinciding with the door bursting open as Tifa and Katie make their triumphant return. How was your field trip? A success? I turn my eyes to Tifa, who somehow looks more exhausted than when she left. A mess. What happened to Katie's school vest? Like I said, a mess. With that dark statement, I decide not to ask more, instead turning back towards Stacy. My eyes meet hers just as she's pushing back her chair to stand, quickly collecting her textbook. I see the hint of a secret smile on her lips before she turns without saying goodbye. The only evidence of our quiet moment, the close proximity of her chair beside mine. I swear, that face right there is just so lovable. So that was like more or less 2 chapters right there. I think I'll just save it right here for now. So that was 2 chapters right now. That was quite a bit of some reading. So we realized a few things about Stacy. She's a bad cook. She's bad at cleaning, apparently. Some would say she wouldn't make a good housewife. Not to bring into stereotype or anything. But she's really trying. She actually wants to actually learn. She is definitely putting her effort into it, despite failing miserably in some cases. But I'm not a very good cook myself. I only know how to cook basic things, like let's say ramen noodles, mac and cheese, hot dogs, and a couple other things. Every time, for some reason, I try to cook hamburger helper, something goes wrong. I mean, it's still edible at the end of the day, but either the noodles are too tough, or the noodles get burned to the pot, and God, it's a pain to try to scrub them off, or something goes wrong. Maybe or otherwise there's too much water or too much milk. Something goes wrong. I'm not perfect, and I can't expect anyone, you can't really expect really anyone to be perfect, especially if you're like a rich girl who's always relied on handmaids to basically do your cooking and cleaning for you, and pretty much everything else. But she's definitely trying. As with the case of the relationship, I think it's getting closer. I think I'm starting to get closer. I might be making the right choices. The first, here's 2 choices that I thought was actually the correct one. I might be wrong, but I think the first choice was when I decided to stay with her at the party when it was going on. Make sure she doesn't get into trouble. And the second choice was actually deciding to stay with her during, for a study time or whatever. To stay with her one-on-one study. So I think I might actually be doing this right. I might be doing this successfully. If I'm wrong, I'm just gonna have to go through it again. I know there is a basic ending to this, but I don't want to come out looking like a generic protagonist who's just not gonna end up with the right girl. But it might just work out. It's going to work. I'm sure of it. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to go run through it again. And remember, I did say that I was gonna go through the whole thing another 3 more times. After Stacy, I'm gonna go through it with Tifa, then Alex, and then Katie. And if Katie is not an actual unlockable option in the main story, there's always the bonus content, I dated a robot. So, either way, it's going to work out. So, I'm just rambling on at this point. I need to stop doing that. So, if you like this video, leave a comment. Or leave a like, leave a comment. Share the video. What am I even saying anymore? Just do what you do best, and I'll see you all in the next video. But until then, laters.